What's going on, beautiful exotic women of the world? Welcome back to another video. I want to encourage you all to hit that like button so this video can be pushed out to other beautiful exoticals like yourself, and also subscribe if you're new so that you can stay updated with every time I post a new video. So today I want to get right into it and discuss exoticals and the trouble around us knowing our worth and exalting ourselves to a level where everyone else understands our worth. I want to discuss how you decide your worth and how to take back your power from narcissists. So before you realize who you are, before you realize your worth, there are people around you who will try their best to condition your mind to believe and accept certain truths about yourself, even if those truths aren't your own and they come from someone else. This could be family, teachers, and friends. You see this happen a lot with family, where you may have a controlling parent or two controlling parents who want to impose their will over their children to have their way. They look at their children as extensions of them, not their own individuals. And so they want to use their children as ways to vicariously live through another human being. And that simply is unhealthy and just isn't how the world works. So you will have people like your mother, like your father, like an older sibling, who will try to tell you about you and try to control you. And if they're narcissistic, it makes it even worse, because these people are hell-bent on chipping away at your self-worth and self-esteem so that you will be ultimately a slave to them and their will for your life. You also see this with teachers too. I know a lot of rappers talk about how their teachers, while they were growing up, told them they weren't going to be shit and basically told them that they would never amount to anything. And some teachers do this because they are frustrated with the child, because the child may be unruly, may not listen, but a lot of times those are the most gifted children, the ones who give a lot of problems in school. So I think that's what's always fascinating and funny to me, is that a lot of these people who've made it out of the hood and who are successful, whether it's in sports or with entertainment, they usually end up saying that once upon a time they had a teacher who spoke word curses over their life and told them they would never amount to anything. And this inadvertently messes with your self-worth and self-esteem when you're young and makes you believe that that could potentially be the case. And that's just another example of how taking on someone else's idea of you or perception of you and making it your own can really affect your worth. And what exoticals need to understand is the people around you, consciously or subconsciously, want to imprint their ideals onto you for you to adopt for yourself. So if these people are narcissistic, that's their main goal. Their main goal is to get you to view yourself how they view you. I remember with my mother, who is a narcissist and who abused me, she would say things to me like, "You'll be broke at 40, or "You'll never find somebody who likes you if you continue this way," or "You're a whore, you're a B word." And those things used to really hurt me and mess with my self-worth and self-esteem. She would say these things so much, and it almost felt like she was trying to imprint that into my brain so that it would become something I believed. And that's when it becomes dangerous, when these people don't want you to think for yourself and find your own free will and free mind. I think with my mother, when she realized that I wasn't falling for what she was saying, and when I would give her pushback and tell her, no, that's not how my life is going to turn out. No, I'm not a B word. No, I'm not the W word. It bothered her. I think a lot of times narcissists just want you to take on the identity that they have created for you, because it makes them feel good to know that they're creating a life for you instead of you creating your own, which is really sick and twisted. And when it comes to exoticals, because we are beautiful and attract a lot of different types of people, whether they're good for us or bad for us, these people, these narcissistic people, tend to have an agenda. And the agenda usually is to diminish the parts of us that are special and make us what we are. So if you are into design, let's say you're into design, you're very creative, you're very artistic, whatever design you can think of or whatever design comes to mind, it doesn't really matter. But let's say that's your thing and people admire you for it. You have accolades in that space. You're given opportunities. You're making money from your art, which is very rare. People like to downplay people who have their own businesses and are successful with their art, but that is a huge blessing and a huge sign that it's something that you're meant to do if you find success in it and if you're making money from it. So what narcissistic people will do is they will see this artist who has all these accolades, opportunities, and admiration from people, and they will try to diminish them. They will neg you. They will plant seeds of doubt to make you feel like you're not doing enough with your life. And that's what they do to kind of make you uncertain, to make you feel uneasy. And a lot of times they do this too because they don't want to admit that they find what you do amazing. I know a lot of narcissistic friends, so girls, will try to downplay their friends' successes if it triggers something in them. So they will find it very hard to congratulate you if you get booked for a gig if they are narcissists and they're in competition with you. And they will do everything in their power to diminish you, backhanded compliments. They can't help it. But in them diminishing you, they are hoping to devalue you, which ultimately decreases your worth. And because they're trying to decrease your worth, if you're not smart and if you don't pay attention to the signs, you may take on what they're spewing at you as your own and end up decreasing your worth yourself. And that's ultimately their goal. A lot of narcissists will create smear campaigns as well as many other abusive tactics to make you fall in line with what they want you to view yourself as and how they want you to operate. Have you noticed that if you come across a narcissistic friend or family member, if you don't allow yourself to be diminished by the things that they're saying and you contradict them or you stand up for yourself, and in doing that you show that you have self-value and self-worth, have you ever noticed that they get really enraged by that? They get really upset because it's worked on other people. That's the thing. The smear campaigns have worked on other people. The manipulation tactics have worked on other people. But when they meet you and you're ready for their nonsense, they are infuriated that they can't strike that chord in you. And your value and your worth is unmovable and unshakable, period. And I will say, just going back to the parent thing, it's really damaging to a child when they have parents who are tearing them down instead of pouring into them. Because if you think about it, your parent is supposed to teach you how to love yourself, how to value yourself, how to have self-worth and self-esteem. So if the one person or the two people who you are supposed to lean on and rely on to teach you those life skills that are very important to navigate this world don't do that for you, that just shows that they are not meant for you and that they are the problem. And they are hoping that you will lose all self-worth so that they can continue to control you for however long they live. So I want to encourage you ladies to combat people trying to diminish your self-worth by creating a value system and sticking to it. This means, what are your non-negotiables? What are the things that you're not willing to move or bend on? Then think about, what are you willing to tolerate? So what are the things that you are okay with? What are the things that honor your boundaries, standards, and morals? Also, what are your expectations for your friends, for your family, and for your partner? What do you expect when you go around your family? What are your expectations, and how are you vocalizing that to your family to set boundaries with them? What are your expectations with your friends? What lines are your friends not allowed to cross with you? What do you expect from your friends when it comes to how you guys support each other, how you guys uplift each other, how you speak to one another? And then when it comes to your partner, same thing. What do you expect from them to show that they love you and care about you? What are the ways that you guys will pour into each other, honor each other's love languages, make sure everyone feels honored and respected and loved? Get an idea of what your values are so that you can lay them on the table when you meet people. And ultimately, this also protects you from energy vampires and people trying to control your self-perception. I want to also encourage you ladies to remember that your worth is in your hands. Never forget that. Never give people the power and authority over you to decide how you view yourself or what you deserve. Because at the end of the day, you have to live with you. You came into this world alone, you're going to die alone. You need to love what you see when you look in the mirror. You need to love what you've done with your life when you look back at your life 30 years from now, 40 years from now, 50 years from now. So take that into account when you are dealing with people and allowing people into your space. Are these people here to pour into you, or are they here to try to have a power struggle with you? Know your worth and know that you decide what your worth is and that you decide how you deserve to be treated. Also, I want to add this too. This is just a little final remark. I notice with a lot of narcissistic men, they enjoy tearing down beautiful women and beautiful exoticals because some of them don't feel worthy of having us or even being in our vicinity. Like, let's just keep it 1,000. So they attempt to lower our value and worth so that we crave their validation and acceptance. They'll treat you badly in the hopes that you will fiend for their love and affection. It's reverse psychology. So never fall victim to these things, ladies. You can't say that I didn't warn you. So now you can go off into the world and you're prepared for people and their nonsense. And you have no excuse to not love yourself and value yourself and think highly of yourself now. So ladies, drop down in the comment section. You know what to do. Let me know what you thought of this video. If you can relate, if you have any stories that you'd like for me to share as well regarding this topic or any other topic regarding exoticals, you can send those to my email, which will be in the description box, thebrownSkinExotical@gmail.com. And I will catch up with you all very, very soon. Have a lovely day.